All right, welcome back, all my brothers and sisters around the world. I pray all is well as we thank the Most High for so much. Another beautiful, blessed day that the Most High has allowed us to see. We woke up on top of the ground and not under the ground. My title now says, when the Most High takes you off the job. When the Most High takes you off the job. I want to talk about Saul for a moment and Samuel. And I want to use 1 Samuel 15 and 11. And I'm going to go ahead and read the scripture. It says, "And it says, it repented me that I have set up Saul to be king. For he is turned back from following me, and had not performed my commandments. And it grieved Samuel, and he cried unto the Lord all night." May the Lord add a blessing to the readers, the hearers, and the most important one of them all, the doers of his holy word. May the Most High bless you, my brothers and sisters. We all know the story. Saul started off well. And we see this about the relationship with Samuel and Saul. They was close. Anytime somebody comes and tell you what the Lord has told them to tell you, and work with you side by side, you gain a relationship. You become like brothers and sisters. And when God had to reject Saul, you can imagine how Samuel felt. Crying all the time. Just like nowadays, some of us, let me say it like this, some of us think that the show won't go on if somebody tell us we fired. But it's always somebody lined up next to take your spot. If you think I'm lying, quit right now. Quit at church right now. Somebody be in your spot. Quit on your job right now. Somebody be in your spot. See, I'm saying this for a reason, because some of us done got beside ourselves like Saul. We started out well, and then all of a sudden we start trying to do things our way, and we start disobeying the Most High. I'm going to do a part 2 on this, y'all. In 1 Samuel chapter 15, Saul disobeys the Lord. But let me just give you a little outline while I fast forward down to verse 11. Because let me say this first. Israel already had everything they needed. They didn't even need a king. They had the Most High, but that wasn't enough. They were still complaining, just like some of us nowadays. All we can do is complain instead of proclaim. I need this. I ain't getting enough of this. I don't know why this ain't happening. God don't like complaining and murmuring. He teaches us that, especially the way Israel did it. And when you think about all you really need is the Most High, you can tell how many people really believe that, because look at how they living. We done got out of the Most High's government and done fell for the world's old crooked government. Just being real, y'all. But Saul had a task to do. God told Samuel to go tell Saul something. And when he did, Samuel was pleased at first. Because like I said, Saul started off well. He chose Saul to be the king of Israel. But when Saul started doing what he wanted, let me just say it like this. God gave some straight up commandments for the nation of Amalek to be destroyed. Let me fast forward you down to verse 11. He gave some instructions for the nation of Amalek, because Amalek, what they had done was start attacking Israel when they was on their way out of Egypt. So God told them to destroy all their possessions. Now some of us ain't gonna like this side of God. God said destroy everything they got. And don't have no pity on them. Don't want you to feel sorry. In other words, kill them all. Kill the men, kill the women, kill the children, the babies, destroy their crops, the animals, everything out there, wipe it out. He didn't say some things. He said everything. But Saul didn't want to obey all the way. Saul gets around to and see, I believe it was some Kenites around. Oh, we're gonna deal with them Kenites in a whole nother video. Let me get off of them. But there was some Kenites nearby. And I'm just paraphrasing, y'all. But when God told him to destroy everything, that's what God meant. So Saul says, when he gets around them, your people was pretty much good to us when we left Egypt. He told them Kenites, we make sure we not gonna harm y'all. Y'all, we not gonna kill y'all. Your people was kind to us when we left Egypt. I don't want you to get killed when I wipe out the Amalekites. Disobedience off top. He told them to leave her and stay away from them. So what happened was that every Amalekite was killed except this one king, King Agag. Saul and his army let him live. Why? When God said kill them all. So you got to go back and understand what King Agag done. He wasn't all that good either. See, a lot of us that don't understand the Bible, I hope I get a couple of atheists to look. My atheist buddies on here, y'all know who y'all are. Keep on listening to them. You're going to wind up being a believer. I know who y'all are, y'all. It's about 10 of y'all now. Keep listening if you want to. You got to understand why God allowed certain things to happen and why he made his decisions on some old wicked folks. But see, you got to understand in the beginning to understand what I'm talking about right here. Because when you understand about the Kenites, when you understand about the serpent seeds, this video will make a whole lot more sense. But not to jump off into all that. That's a whole nother topic. But they let King Agag live, Agag or Agag, how you want to pronounce it, live. And then look at what they done. They spared the best of the sheep and the cattle. They kept all the best, the good stuff. They didn't want to destroy anything of value. So they only killed the animals that was pretty much no good and weak. Now back to my topic once again. When the Most High takes you off the job, so when Samuel disobeyed the Most High like this, Samuel didn't like that God did this to Saul in so many ways. But then also Samuel was mad at the fact of what Saul done, because if you keep reading, which we're going to deal with in part 2, Saul had checked Samuel. Samuel checked Saul on what he done. But the Most High took away his job. Took away his job. How do you lose that type of position? I'm talking to some of the pastors now. I'm talking to some of the leaders now who are disobeying God. And you got people that's cheering you on knowing that you're wrong. You got people cheering on people in ministry right now knowing that they need to be set down. But when God rejects you, you better sit down somewhere and stop playing with God. Saul messed up big time. He tried to get it back right. But God took the kingdom of Israel away from Saul. Don't make God take your congregation away from you. Let me say it again, because I don't know who I'm talking to, but don't let God take your congregation away from you because you doing what you want to do. You done got out of line now because you done got a little scriptures under your belt now. You want to do what you want to do. You see your way of growing the church and you're doing this and doing all of this without God showing you what to do. Don't make him strip you from your position. That's the word this morning. When the Most High takes you off your job, minister of musics, who ain't doing right. See, it's a whole lot to say in this, but I'm trying not to make this video real long. I wanted to keep it right at about 10 minutes because what I want to deal with part 2 is going to go a little bit longer. And I'm trying not to get into part 2 because I want to focus on straight scriptures, scripture by scripture. And I'm talking to some brothers right now that's reverend. Well, let me just say they becoming pastors. I deal with a lot of pastors and ministers, reverends, prophets, bishops, whatever you want to call them, whatever you want to call yourself. But when the focus is not on God, they more focus on the building. There's too many people are focused on the building, but not focused on the body. You wonder why I'm not worried about no building, why I'm not worried about this, and I'm not knocking the building, none of it. I'm saying it's too much more we could be doing while we sitting around talking about we got to get this building fund for a building. What are you doing in the process of the time while you waiting to get the building? When you should be building up the body. That way when you do get the building, you'll have some bodies to put in the building. There's too many buildings getting built now and ain't about 10 members in there and they can't afford to know. Just being real, y'all. So God will take it away from you when you get outside of his plan. It's either his way. Let me say it like K-Ray, bless you, brother. It's either Yahweh or no way. And it's at the 10-minute mark. God bless you.